for that valuable perspective on this issue. Let's in fact now rope in a special guest who's joining us, Laura Kam, who's the president of Kam Global Strategies, and she's live with us from Jerusalem. Thank you so much, Laura, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. We appreciate it. Ma'am, first of all, this is one of the most severe direct confrontations that we are seeing between Jerusalem and Tehran. Obviously, since the April ceasefire has been in place, I want to understand how are you looking at this entire situation firstly?
Well, frankly, I think myself and Israelis are distressed, depressed, do not want to go through this again, but it seems like we're back at square one.
Absolutely. And ma'am, how are you looking at the statements that are coming in from the US? The US President Donald Trump is saying that we do not want Israel to, retaliate. But there is this question of self-defense as well, because Iran has, retaliated, ma'am.
Right. I think we need to take everything that the president and the prime minister say right now with a grain of salt. It would be very difficult for, I think, the prime minister not to retaliate after we were directly fired upon by Iran. He has an election coming up. People here, most people, I believe, are really sick of the regime in Iran and what they're doing to us. And so I don't think he had any choice. I think the president understands that and basically said, don't do it, but left open Israel's choice.
Absolutely. And Laura, I also want to understand, it's been over 3 months now. This war does not seem to have any end to it. We see negotiations take place, then they fall out. We see a lot of chatter between Iran and Washington. But in the end, there seems to be no sort of, tangible solution to this problem. I want to understand, do you see a solution to this problem?
I think the only solution is a diplomatic solution. I don't really see a major military solution on the horizon. Other people might, but it's hard for me to see anything happening without a diplomatic solution in the region, not just between obviously Iran and Israel. I don't see that happening.
And do you believe that maybe there needs to be intervention from other countries, because we are seeing that these negotiations between if it's happening, direct negotiations between Tehran and Washington, it's not working out. Do you believe that other countries now need to step in, tell them to just step back from their red lines maybe a little bit and resolve the situation?
My sense is that this is all about the United States really making the decisions, and I don't know what other countries can really do, how strong other countries really are militarily. Yeah, I think it's about America and Iran.
Okay, so where do you see Israel then standing? Because we are not talking about, let's not talk about Lebanon, because there you have a strategic objective that you need to fulfill, and so let's leave that aside. Let's talk about Israel in the midst of US and Iran, because in the end you are getting targeted. You're since Monday morning you're seeing missile strikes. So I want to understand, where do you see Israel then standing?
Well, again, I'm a citizen of Israel, actually, citizen of Israel and the United States. not a strategic affairs expert. But I will say about Lebanon, it's a crying shame. I know you wanted to keep Lebanon out of it, but partially this happened again because of Lebanon. It's a crying shame that Hezbollah has not been reined in, and they are bombarding northern Israel, and they're a proxy of Iran. And it's really too bad that the government of Lebanon, and maybe here's where other countries really can come in to help Lebanon rein in Hezbollah, because I don't see any other way other than a diplomatic solution. I don't see how Israel can really stop Hezbollah without totally occupying Lebanon, and I don't think that's going to happen.
So a very difficult, I understand it's a very difficult situation,
It
Laura, but
is. It is. I don't think it's really. It's a regional issue. I think.
right.
Yeah.
And I want to then also, since we started off this discussion with what has happened, I want to understand what is the situation like. You're joining us live from Jerusalem on ground. We want to hear what is happening, what's the next step that citizens like you usually take when, these hostilities start again.
Right. So I have a bomb shelter in my building that I go to. First, we get a message on our phone with a certain sound that missiles are coming our way, and to get ready to go into shelters. And then several minutes later, sirens come, very, very loud sirens, and another message. Then we're told to go into the shelters. And pretty soon after that, we hear very, very loud booms of the Israeli forces shooting down the missiles that are coming our way. So it's a short process, but it happened already 3 times this morning, and we hope it doesn't happen anymore today, but everybody's on guard. Schools have been canceled. We're in a war footing yet again.
Absolutely. Like you said, normal life is disrupted. And I want to
Yes.
understand supplies. How do you manage that if this goes on for a longer duration till the negotiations come in?
How do you manage?
Yes, yes, the
The
supplies and
country,
everything.
one thing I have to say about Israelis, they're extremely resilient to an unbelievable degree, and they'll manage. They'll go on, they'll go shopping, and if there's a siren, they'll go into the shelter of the supermarket. We know how to deal with this, actually. How we take it emotionally, and how we deal with the stress is and anxiety is another question. But day to day, we know the drill.
Absolutely. Well, Laura, thank you so much for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. I hope you stay safe and secure.